Yeah, very proud of and excited for our student athletes who competed this past Friday at the NC2A Great Lakes Regional, navigating our tough course, coming out with automatic qualifiers. Not easy to do, particularly in this region. So really excited to be going to the NC2A Championships with two teams. Having the two teams just brings a new energy, a different energy, and excited to get to Charlottesville, get on their course, and get going with the championships.
Mick, could you just talk about like the course in Charlottesville? Like, what do you guys know so far, and what are you looking to prepare for?
Yeah, we chose not to go to their big invitational back in September. We just felt that it was best to stay home and just train, continue our training block. We've obviously studied videos, watched races from over the last couple of years. Challenging course for sure. We've broken down different splits at various points of the race. So in some of those big invitationals that they've run there. So, there's a lot of information on the courses, but it's not the same as actually being out and actually running on them. So we've got Thursday, Friday, we'll be out on the course, and we'll certainly, get a feel for it, study it, learn all about it. That's why we go a couple of days in advance.
What have you seen from Jackson? I mean, obviously he's been big at the Big Ten level last year, kind of making that jump to get to the All-American level. What have you seen from him that makes you feel like he can make the next step to, vault maybe even higher in the NCAA level of finishing?
Well, if you look at the, deep into the results from Big Ten championships and certainly last Friday's race, the regional meet, there wasn't an awful lot separating either Bob or Jackson. They've done a great job of feeding off each other, staying together. If they can manage that on Saturday, because we need those guys for some low stakes and low points. There's no reason why they can't continue that trend. They enjoy racing each other. They enjoy running alongside each other. And you see that with a lot of the top teams. Their top 2 or 3 low stakes are very often very, very close together. So hopefully, the running gods are on our side on Saturday, and they'll continue to do that.
If possible, for the men's team, could you talk about the status of Evan and Rowan right now, or will they be ready for Saturday?
Absolutely. Both will run on Saturday. They were a bit sick last week, and we decided, in the best interest of the performances in the team for a national championship, it was best to hold them out. They're both healthy. They're going to run for sure.
Coach, Adam Spencer's been third at the last 2 meets for you guys. Known as a 1,500-meter guy, how difficult is it to go from the 1,500 on the track to racing a 10K in cross country?
Very difficult. There's only, you could probably count on one hand the number of guys that can do that. I'm in this business a long time. There haven't been a lot of 1,500 meters guys. They can run 8K, but to move up to 10K is a huge ask. I knew it was going to happen on Friday. He's gone to another level in what he can do in training, how he's looked in training, and the volume. He's increased his volume over the last 8 weeks, and he's looked really good. Just watching him out there on Friday, a couple of times I was screaming at him to back off, and he'd give me the thumbs up that everything was okay. That's exciting for us, obviously. I think he did have to back down a little bit over the last kilometer, which was fine. We knew we were in a good spot after the 8K check mark, and he did a good job of understanding that he's got to keep a little bit in the tank for Saturday.
Coach, what has clicked for Lee and I this season?
Great question. Again, a new coach, clicks very well with coach, bought into coach's philosophy, understands the ups and downs of, day-to-day practice. Not everything every day is going to go right. She understands that. Doesn't get stressed out, doesn't panic, if one rep doesn't go well. She just bought into the overall philosophy of coach, and believes in coach's philosophy and coach's training, and that's key. Takes great confidence in her workouts, knows that she's done the work, and every race she just seems to be getting better.
Then also for the women's team, could you talk about your underclassmen, specifically Kylie and Bella, and how they've elevated their performance throughout the year?
Again, I think it's the same two young women that just bought into coach's philosophy, and you could see that out there on Friday. They brought a different passion on Friday, different energy than we had 2 weeks before, even at home in the Big Ten championships. The result speaks to that. To take down Michigan State and it looks like they ran everyone, Big Ten champions. You can very easily say, well, where was that 2 weeks ago? It doesn't matter, right? It was there on Friday, and I talk all the time about momentum going into, championship races. They have a huge momentum right now, a huge excitement on the team, confidence on the team, and hopefully that translates into a really good performance on Saturday.
Coach, with the meet being aired on ESPNU, how important is that to the growth, or talk about the growth, or what that means to the growth of the sport?
Huge. We've been fighting for this for a long time. There is a train of thought that why are we conflicting with, football on a Saturday, but if you look at the viewership over the last couple of years for this meet, if you go to the meet and you see the thousands and thousands of people that show up for it, the online traffic is incredible the day of the meet, or even leading up the couple of days leading up to the meet is fantastic. It's generating all this chatter about the sport, about who's going to win, the teams. It's very exciting to be part of this right now, and hopefully we can continue to grow it. As we host it next year here, if it's anything like 2018, it's going to be a spectacular event.
Last one for you, Coach. You brought it up, but the Badgers will host next year's national championship. How excited are you for the program in the city of Madison to host this event again?
Yeah, let's get through this weekend first, right? But, when you think back and look back at 2018 and what a production we put on, Madison is a great venue, not just the course, but the city puts on a great show, obviously. We have all the hotels, restaurants. There's no stress on the coach. You can feed your kids. There's plenty of things to do, even at that time of year. And it's an overall great experience for the student athletes. And when you compare what we offer compared to some other, places that we host this championship, we're way ahead of the curve. Just the ease of access to restaurants, to hotels, getting out to the course itself is obviously fantastic.